Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today, I am here with a very simple message indeed. Stop buying celebration singles. There is absolutely no chance whatsoever that you are getting a good deal buying celebration singles this week. I know some of you are extremely keen to get your hand on some of these cards. I am. I know that some of you are worried that there are individual cards you will not be able to get. I am. But I am telling you now with absolute certainty that there is no chance whatsoever that you are going to get a good deal on Celebrations cards this week. Now, the reason it's come around is because, to be blunt, a bunch of stores have broken street date. Now, these were sent out earlier than most products. A lot of stores got them at the tail end of last week. Smith's in the UK, for instance, not every store, but a bunch of stores have been selling the Dragapult Prime collection. It would appear that some online sellers, some smaller online sellers, have got on stock early and have decided to crack it and start selling singles. That certainly appears to be what has happened, though I'm not going to name anyone just in case I've got that wrong, although it really does look like what's happened. And that means that eBay and Facebook groups and all of that are alive with singles of celebrations. Don't buy them. Now, obviously, this comes with a caveat I always give you nowadays in videos like this. I'm just giving you my advice and telling you my opinion. You do what you like. If you want to overpay this week for singles, you overpay this week for singles. There is one exception I should mention. I've given this before, but let me say it now. If you are desperately keen to get these cards so you can grade them, so you can be the first person to get them back graded, so you can sell the first graded card, yeah, that's a decent reason. Now, you're relying on somebody buying the first graded card when they could wait a couple of months and there will be so many more graded cards they could pick up for much cheaper. But for some reason, there always seems to be someone that wants to buy the first graded card. Although, again, if you get the card graded and you can't sell it, within a couple of weeks it will crash in value. You have been warned. But generally speaking, this is and I mean this sincerely, the actual worst time to buy Celebration singles. Because it's not out yet. The first wave of Celebrations products, like the Dragapult Prime collection, like the Premium Pin collection, or the Deluxe Pin collection, the one with Zash and Level X, like the Elite Trainer box, these are all coming out on Friday the 8th of October. Which means the only singles out there are from people who have got and opened the product early. And good on them. I wish I was one of them. I wish I had opened the product early. That would make me very happy indeed. I haven't. So what that means is that the supply out there is very, very low. And I know a lot of questions people really want to answer with, it's simple supply and demand. Well, most of the time it's not. And this isn't just simple supply and demand, but there is very much an element of it, and it's really simple. Right now, the supply is absolutely tiny, and everyone's going crazy for these cards. So people are trying to charge well above what they should be, and it's ridiculous. So let's give you a nice monetary example. I have seen people trying to sell these Xerneas from Celebrations for £3. And then you might go, well, that's £3 for one card. That's pretty good. All right. But in a pack, you're going to get 4 cards. Now, one of them might be one of the classic collection. The early reports I'm getting are about a 40% to 50% pull rate. So you should get kind of one every 2 packs, just a bit less. So they're going to be going for a bunch more money. And then you've got things like the Full Art Professor Oak we've talked about before, which is going to be worth a bunch more. And then you've obviously got your Vs and VMAXs, like your Surfing Pikachu and your Flying Pikachu, which are all going to be worth more. So even if you bought a pack which only contained things like Xerneas, the less sought after cards from the set, then if you're paying £3 per card, you're putting the value of that pack at £12. And that is assuming you get no actual hits, you just get your generic Celebrations cards. You're putting the value of that pack at £12. Well, let's take the pin collection I showed you a moment ago. In that, you get 4 Celebrations boosters, plus 2 regular boosters, plus your Zacian Level X, plus the pin. So if we're assuming that these packs are worth £12 each, then that's £48, plus another £8 for 2 more regular packs, plus your pin, plus your promo. So let's put it at somewhere in the region of 60 quid-ish. That would make that a £60 product, which is clearly absolutely ridiculous. It's 20 quid product, or $20 product in the US. And that's kind of my point here. If we're assuming that things like your regular Xerneas are worth 3 quid, then we're assuming Celebrations packs are worth 12 quid, except they're not, because you can go and get those classic collection cards, etc. So you're putting the value at a pack of Celebrations at honestly like 20 quid, maybe more. And that's ridiculous when we look at the price of the actual products. Now, if we go back to Surfing and Flying Pikachu, I've seen people paying 30 quid for these over the past few days. £30 for these cards. Individually, not as a pair. And again, that's ridiculous. We know that in the set, there are going to be 4 Vs and 2 VMAXs and a full art and a gold card in 25 cards. So your pull rate for the Vs and VMAXs are going to have to be decently high. And again, you're getting 4 cards per pack of Celebrations. And we've got the Classic Collection seeded in there as well. So there is absolutely no way whatsoever that you are actually going to be paying 30 quid for these cards. They aren't that playable. And they aren't going to be that hard to pull, because people are really after the Classic Collection. There is no way these settle at about that money. And then we get to things like the Classic Collection cards. Now, one conversation I keep having with people, and I might do a full video about this later in the week, I keep seeing people being like, good luck pulling the Charizard. What? There are 25 Classic Collection cards. They are all of equal rarity. You have a 1 in 25 chance of pulling them. That's the way it works. And I've seen people trying to sell these Classic Collection cards for hundreds of pounds, couple of grand at times. And at this stage, I want to remind you about Rayquaza VMAX. Because I showed you around about the release of Evolving Skies, I showed you some eBay auctions. Let me remind you about the eBay auctions. This first picture sells 3 that sold for $400, $411, and $455. And this second picture shows 2 that sold for $600 and $530, except they were actually best offer accepted. So we don't know exactly what they sold for, but you're still talking somewhere in the region of $400 plus. An extremely expensive card. And that was at a roundabout release, and I did a video incidentally telling you do not pay those prices. So now we go to more recent solds, and what do we find? There's one that sold for $205. There's one that sold for $212. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not even really searching here. Now, there are some that sold for more, sure. They're generally people that aren't shopping around and are overpaying. But this is now selling for about $200. And yet, a month and a half ago, these were selling for double that. And I told you at the time, and incidentally, this is a little bit of an I told you so, but you guys are smart, you listened, you're cool. I'm telling you again now for Celebrations. There is absolutely no way you are going to get a good deal on Celebration singles now. And if you really want to overpay for the Charizard this week because you're scared of how rare it's going to be, fine. But I showed you the example before of the shiny Charizard V and how I pulled 2 of them and I sold them for about £400 each, which incidentally at the time was a really good value. You were struggling to find them for $450. I listed them at $400 just to try and get them sold really quickly. And they did. And here's an eBay listing from August where they were sold for $170, less than half. Because right now, the supply is really low, and the hype is big, and the cars just aren't out there. And people are paying this money because they're worried they won't be able to get them. But the thing, and this is a big point about Celebrations that really does differentiate it from sets like Evolving Skies, it's a really small set. So over in Evolving Skies, the pull rates for the alternate art VMAXs are really low, And, you don't guarantee one when you buy a box. And even when you pull one, there are multiple different of them. You might not get the one you want. Whereas here, if we assume that these Classic Collection cards are about a 40% chance, I've spoken to people that have opened a bunch of product or that have analysed a bunch of numbers from other people, and that seems to be 40 to 50%. It is a very rough number based on not a huge amount of data. Please, please, please take it with a gigantic helping of salt. But my point is, then you've got a 1 in 25 chance. So, in theory here, the amount of packs you're going to need to buy to pull, say, a full set of Classic Collection, or indeed 25, which, in theory, should get you a Charizard. I know it won't necessarily, I understand that. But that is going to be so much lower than the amount of packs you need to open of Evolving Skies in order to get one of each of the alternate art VMAXs. The pull rates are going to be, if it is about a 40% chance, then in theory I buy 10 packs. Oh, I've got 4 of the Classic Collections. Cool. So I open 60 packs and I've got 24 of the Classic Collection. Well, hang on a sec. And again, we're assuming a 40% chance. It might be ever so slightly higher than that. It might be nearer to 50. So my point is, you ain't getting a good deal this week. If you want to buy Celebration singles, you go for it. I'm probably going to buy a few. But I'm telling you right now, you need to wait until the set is out. You need to wait until it is being opened. And if, like we're expecting, this first wave sells out instantly, don't buy singles. Wait for the second wave. And although some sealed products might be hard to find in the second wave, a bunch won't. Things like the Dragapult collection and the Zacian collection, these have already been restocked a bunch. I have seen them staying up for pre-order for hours and hours, whereas things like the Elite Trainer Box have sold out super quickly. And that means that these products are going to be out there. And when the products are out there, and we saw it with Champion's Path, we saw it with Shining Fates, there will come a point where they are just readily available on shelves, and the supply meets the demand. And at that point, there is absolutely no way that the singles prices we're seeing today actually hold. They are going to be so much lower. I know we're all excited. I know we want celebrations. I want celebrations. But please, please, please do yourself a favor. Do not buy singles this week. And honestly, if the first wave sells out quickly, wait for future waves to buy your singles, because when the products are readily available, and we've seen from what Pokemon have done for the last few sets, there will come a time where they are, then the price of singles will fall dramatically. Yes, even the ones you don't think will fall dramatically. If Shiny Charizard V comes in at under £200 and Rayquaza VMAX can be readily bought for about $200, there is absolutely no chance that these cards with higher pull rates, at least we're fairly sure they've got higher pull rates, the sets are very small, there's no way they settle higher. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. Patience. That's what I think, at least. I want to know what you think. I want to know if you're going to be buying singles, and if you're buying singles, I want to know which singles you're going to be buying, so let me know in the comment section. Get us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.